What are you doing?
Well, I should have changed these tires out. They're about 20 years old. And I've got a poopy spare that was in the trunk is probably 40 years old. And we'll see what happens. Not super confident this is gonna work either, so get this wheel off here, swap it out. Thank God I have another set I'm getting Tuesday, so this is dumb. I shouldn't have been driving it on these tires anyway, but that is when you want to drive it. All right, we're back on the Pontiac. So here's the deal. The other day, that video I showed at the beginning, we shredded a tire, and rightfully so. They're well over 20 years old, and that was 100% my fault. So I did the right thing and went out and found a set of factory original from '69 rally wheels. And I got a full set with new tires for right around 300 bucks. So I think that's a win, and they look great on this car. I like the old school look with the patina. And today, what we're gonna do is basically shine this car up. You know what, I'm not even gonna say that. Basically make the hood and the roof and the trunk a little less dull. I don't want to put a shine on the side of this car. I like how it looks right now. I'm not interested in buffing the whole car out. I'd like to maybe clean the wheels up, put some tire shine on there, but I want to get a little bit of this rusty haze off of some of the paint that I know is still on there. If you look, this is mud, and this stuff here, that's mud, embedded mud, and so on and so on. These, I mean, there's literal like raccoon footprints, and you can see where I rubbed on this with a towel, and a lot of that stuff came off. So the idea is to bring a little bit of that color back and get rid of some of this deeper surface rust. So let's get to it. All right, for starters, I'm just gonna mention that I have not started to clean this car at all yet. I got some of the stuff out, and I put some water in the bucket. But a trick that I picked up off another YouTuber, Vice Grip Garage, that guy is really cool. He has really good ideas. Was using this SOS with the soap in it, and I want to take that over the rusty areas here and try to get up just a small amount of that rust. I was dreading doing that because I knew it was going to clog up my buffing pads on my buffer like right now. And I was going to have to spend a ton of money and try to get a bunch of pads and wash a bunch of them, and I knew it was going to take a while. I never even thought about this SOS thing. So that was a really good idea, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the SOS and lightly go over these rusted areas to try to get some of that dirt out of the pores and then wash the whole car. But first, we're going to start off with washing the entire car, get some of the surface dirt off, and then we're going to start on that. All right, so what we did was a quick wash down. I didn't even use my chamois cloths because there really is just a lot of dirt embedded in this stuff. So I just used some washcloths and some soap to clean the whole car down roughly. What I'm gonna do is get those SOS pads out and do a section, and then we'll stop and look at it and see if it's really making a big difference, and then keep going from there. All right, so we took about 5 minutes of just scrubbing with that SOS pad, and let's wash this off, see what it looks like. That is just from scrubbing with those SOS pads. That would have taken, you know, 1 or 2 whole buffing pads, and you would have had to wash them out. If not, you would have destroyed the buffing pad. But yeah, we're going to continue to do that all over. Spots like this where it's a little bit, you know, deeper, a little bit harder, I don't really think I'm going to dig into that. I kind of like how that looks. After the whole car is done and dried off, we'll go back and check it out and see if we want to maybe put some linseed oil in some spots if we want it a little bit shinier. But I even did the edge here, and that looks way better. So let's continue doing this all over the car and see what happens. All right, starting back here with the trunk. This was, I'd say 50% rust before. I mean, it's more paint than it is rust now. That SOS pad, there's a bit of a learning curve to it. You have to hold it completely flat and barely get into it. Otherwise, you'll leave a couple of swirl marks, which I got a few on this, which was my fault, but I have a feeling those will come out because the car itself is still dirty. I need to wash it now, but I got most of the real bad stuff out. I mean, this is pretty much blue now, but it still has, you know, your patina along the edges where I like it, on the fenders and whatnot. And up here on the roof, if you look along the edges here, we're missing our windowsill obviously, but I don't mind how that looks. I don't mind because it matches just about everything else on the car. It's for a 1970 original paint. It's not bad. It might spray stuff in here. I don't know.
Yep, it's leaking.
The windowsills on this thing are bad. Are you going pooped on the car?
It's colorful though.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And scary and cool. And I also like the fact that it was colorful.
Well, we still have a mirror this time.